Ethereum Classic, the knockoff Ethereum, or the real Ethereum, has been getting a lot more buzz lately, especially as Ethereum moves to Ethereum 2.0. And as a crypto investor and a crypto miner, I'm sitting here wondering, am I an idiot for not having a big bag of ETC and just turning my miners to mine Ethereum Classic? Or if I got in now, would I more than likely end up as the most tragic fate, exit liquidity? Well, we're gonna run through some things about Ethereum Classic that by the end of this video, you'll probably be pretty bullish, pretty bearish. My name is Vosk, you're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I don't know everything, I hope I know something. Let's jump into it. As always, nothing is financial advice. My CFO, my chief financial officer, and the furriest pup in the world, my manager, makes me say that tails every video. We're gonna dig a little bit deeper into Ethereum Classic today, but I'll do a recap before we jump into that. However, one of the big things of note here, okay, would be the ECIP, which is an Ethereum Classic improvement proposal, SHA-3, which would be a mining algorithm adjustment, change, fork, whatever, right? They would change the mining algorithm, which would, after Ethereum 2.0 happens, and Ethereum is no longer mineable with Ethereum miners, and also then Ethereum Classic would no longer be mineable, there would be an astonishing amount of Ethereum specific ASIC miners, which these are application specific integrated circuit miners. These are purpose-built machines. All they do is mine ETH hash, the Ethereum mining algorithm, right? Or a slight variation of it with ETC. The fact is that they would just basically all just have super low cap coins to mine, and there would be an insane excess of them. This would shake things up like you wouldn't even believe. But I want to take a second to talk about Ethereum Classic, which is more or less born out of the DAO bailout here, right? Diffusing the difficulty bomb. They did a few other things, and their block reward, okay, is just distributed to the miners. There's no dev tax, treasury, and things like that, which means that, you know, why does anyone even work on it, right? You have something like Bitcoin that doesn't have any kind of developer fund, dev tax, founders reward, whatever, things like that. So what's the incentive for Ethereum Classic other than basically big bag holders, right? Well, you've got someone like Charles Hoskinson. He's got a lot of money, it's evident, and he's, well, we see IOHK here, right? Input, output, Hong Kong. And IOHK has taken a firm stance in developing and backing Ethereum Classic. You can look into it, and the information is everywhere. Charles Hoskinson is a co-founder of Ethereum, and he's also the face of Cardano. ADA, or really ADA, is the ticker there. And people either love him or hate him. Honestly, a lot of people hate him. He's kind of got that punchable face, to be honest. And but that's not the point. The point here is that Ethereum Classic, in my opinion, is just a knockoff Ethereum at this point. You could make the case that it's the true original unaltered Ethereum. I get that whole point of view, right? But there is really no reason for it other than to continue to kind of undermine and discredit the just normal Ethereum, which is championed by Vitalik Buterin. That's how you say his name. Look it up.
Vitalik Buterin.
Ethereum Classic undermining and degrading Ethereum strengthens Cardano, which is a direct competitor. I actually like Ethereum and Cardano, so please don't take this the wrong way. I'd like to thank Charles because, well, he's helped me make some money on my 88 trades. And I've done decent with ETC as well, which Ethereum Classic is up pretty big over the last 30 days, 157%. Compare that to Ethereum, up only 55% on the impending Ethereum 2.0 maybe finally happening news. However, Ethereum is only down 66% from its all-time high, and even after this big pump, Ethereum Classic is still down 77% from its all-time high. But this isn't so much about price speculation as really kind of what's happening and where is this going. My question I want to ask is, what's the point with Ethereum Classic and how do they generate revenue, right? Like, why would anyone spend their time working on this? There's outside investors factors that really just kind of get in here and start to control the ecosystem. There's no developer budget, there's no marketing budget that's generated just inherently by the ecosystem. And you can never have things like this happen. unless you have centralized parties involved. For example, Satoshi didn't hit me up and he's like, yo, dude, we should totally make a Bitcoin super. That would be sick, right? Instead, I reached out to BlockFi and I was like, hey guys, how about we collaborate on this? I love racing, I love crypto, you love Bitcoin. And lo and behold, the Bitcoin Super, sponsored by BlockFi, was born, and I gotta be like, yo, get up to $250 free with your boy's link. But, you know, in all seriousness, right, this can't happen with Ethereum Classic unless there's centralized parties and donors. Bitcoin is the OG, it has a first mover advantage. But you take some of these other cryptocurrencies that have massive pre-mines and normally also huge token sales, giving them millions and millions and millions, even billions of dollars to work with, right? And then you have something like BNB tied into Binance, and Binance makes money and they reinvest it into their coin, and their coin goes crazy in price appreciation and they make more money, right? There's things like that that have, you know, helped some of these other cryptocurrencies do very well. You go through this list, basically they're pretty much have a very early first mover or close enough advantage, or they have a bunch of outside people pouring money into them, or you have somebody on TikTok telling you to buy Dogecoin. It's going to make you the next Doge millionaire. But then you end up like that Doge millionaire that became a Doge millionaire and didn't even realize his gains, and now he's a Doge thousandaire. Welcome to the pump, and always the impending dump in cryptocurrency, my friends. But the fact remains is that the Ethereum devs confirmed the perpetual date for the merge and Ethereum 2.0 and the end of Ethereum mining and all that stuff. I'm so tired of talking about it, right? And people continue to try to speculate and hype up Ethereum, even though the market has been pretty lackluster recently. And, you know, from the outside, a lot of people are just not that interested in cryptocurrency right now. A lot of the market conditions are just generally bad. Even the White House is trying to move the goalposts here, but they're like, I guess it's a recession, but barely, right? But there's still people subscribing to this belief that Ethereum Classic's network could make it bigger than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now that is a bold claim. This is claimed to be possible due to SHA-3. Done with the code for SHA-3, believe it'll occur next year, which would be this year, just for reference, for the SHA-3 mining algorithm switch for Ethereum Classic, which would invalidate all existing hardware. And don't think this is for GPUs. This is not a GPU mineable algorithm, just to be very clear. This would be an ASIC algo, absolutely, which ASIC miners, I'll come back to this, I guess. Let's talk about that. Purpose-built machines, right? You have the ETH/ETC miner E9, and Bitmain is dumping these 10 grand a unit. That's not a cheap price, but it's cheaper than many Bitcoin miners. And when you look at the numbers, for $10,000, you could be pulling almost $60 a day mining with this miner. That's a lot of money. That's 21 grand a year. After you pay the electric bill at a residential rate, you're still clearing almost 20 grand. But Ethereum is not supposed to be mineable within a year. And Ethereum Classic has SHA-3 in the equation as well. This could be the best miner for a couple months, and then literally a very expensive, stinky, oversized, heavy paperweight. Like, this will cover your paper. It's not a good paperweight. Trust me, I have some. And they sold out the first batch. Now they're back to selling futures. Bitmain is in the business of selling shovels to gold miners. They make an absolute killing. And to be honest, they've done a lot of shady things over the years that basically prey on people that aren't fully up to date. All the people that don't subscribe to the VoskCoin YouTube channel and get taken advantage of if they want to get into mining, because they don't get the real scoop. And yeah, I did pat myself on the back. I did both sides because I'm out of control today. So that's basically all of that. Switching gears, coming back, and there's other Ethereum miners as well, which would also double as Ethereum Classic miners. There's even some purpose-built Ethereum Classic miners, which will have some reviews on these things incoming. But I will say that I absolutely recommend against buying them. You do whatever you want to do. I could be wrong, but you know, I win more bets than I lose. It's my track record, for better and worse. That's all I got. This quote says that the only change that's needed to make ETC become a system that's potentially even bigger than Bitcoin and Ethereum is SHA-3, a different mining algorithm. It's really that simple, apparently. There's no hashing algorithms that apparently are better than SHA-3. So if ETC stays on proof of work, which if Ethereum Classic moves away from proof of work, then it's too far from the original Ethereum and all that stuff. And I want to say this again, I've said it before, but one of my biggest gripes with Ethereum Classic is why don't you rebrand and put your own name and your own branding, right? Or you know, you can even keep the branding. I don't really care so much about that, but like, get your own name, Ethereum Classic. Wow, cool, lame. Like, what a coattail rider. Go forge your own path and prove you're awesome. Otherwise, you're just trying to siphon success from Ethereum. I'd love for ETC to rebrand and be successful. I like mineable coins. I just don't like the way that they're going about this really at all. I do like them moving to their own algorithm away from Ethereum. Every coin should have their own unique algorithm, if not on launch, at least eventually. Simply put. So let's bring it back to SHA-3 here, which the latest commit is by Henry Epic. Epic Blockchain. Epic Blockchain created the SC200 among other developments. They are an ASIC miner manufacturer. They are poised to benefit heavily from a switch to the SHA-3 mining algorithm. Please understand that algorithm is also much closer to Scicoin's mining algorithm, which means that they have a much better chance of making a miner quicker, a more efficient miner, and again, just setting themselves up for success, because the ASIC miner manufacturer market, there's some competition there, to just put that lightly. The takeaway from this is that SHA-3 is supposed to have an impact on Ethereum Classic mining hardware and make the network more secure. Henry Kwan, the guy I just mentioned, and you know, the one with the latest commit here, delivered a number of products, including FPGA miners for Ion, as well as a software miner for Grin, and of course the SC200 that I just talked about. The biggest reason why I support an algorithm change is due to 51% attacks due to basically the archaic just structure of some of these older coins like Ethereum Classic, that if they're not the biggest coin by far, for example Ethereum, then a bunch of ETH miners can come over there and beat them up. And we saw two 51% attacks a few years ago within the same basically a weekend, or you know, week right there on ETC. Following those unfortunate developments, Ethereum Classic did switch from ETH hash to ETC hash. It's different, but it's not that different, okay? And they also took the DAG file, which makes it more expensive and more difficult to mine Ethereum, and also makes it so a lot of graphics cards and even ASIC miners that didn't have enough onboard memory were not able to continue mining Ethereum. I'm curious to see if SHA-3 ever really happens, especially because they still have their stopgap of ETC hash. But again, remember that the E9, the latest and greatest publicly released Ethereum ASIC miner from Bitmain, mines Ethereum as well as Ethereum Classic. That's how similar and easy it is for the same exact device on the software side to be able to tackle both of these different cryptocurrencies with different mining algorithms, but not that different at this point. SHA-3, again, ASIC friendly, and it's set to receive a lot of ASIC miner support. Me personally, I don't really have a dog in the fight. I don't really care. I've been moving away from GPU mining for years because the writing's been on the wall, and Ethereum is late to finally get to where they're trying to go, which is proof of stake and move away from mining and all that stuff. It's just the bet has become less and less enticing, and yet the mining difficulty continues to rise. The network hash rate continues to rise with more powerful miners on Ethereum, and is obviously as well Ethereum Classic there, and the risk versus reward has just been waning. Again, my video is not made as a hate piece. I just wanted to run through this information, get you in the loop if you are not familiar, touch on some of these developments, and I'd really like to open the discussion up here down in the comments below, and also in the VoskCoin Discord server and the VoskCoin Talk forum. What do you think? Are you doubling down on ETC miners? Are you a freaking maniac and you think you're gonna go all in here? Or are you like me, and just to put it nicely, the risk versus reward is not there for me, personally. So, hey, it's always fun, the allure of doing well and making gains and, you know, pushing forward financially. But just as quickly as you can make money in crypto, you can evaporate that. So, hey, all I can say is that you better subscribe. I'm gonna evaporate you. I'm serious. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. I'm just kidding. I won't evaporate you. It'll be worse. In this era, I have to probably also say, that's a joke. I'm not seriously threatening you. This is not evaporating advice. I don't know whatever the hell I have to say. What a sensitive era.